Welcome to Static Model Mayhem. On this episode we're going to continue our base colors on the hull and on the deck for our Kortenaer frigate from YS Masterpieces in 1 to 350th scale. However, I'm going to show you a little secret on how to get a smooth surface when you're painting with a brush. You get a spectacle cleaning cloth, just like that, regardless of color, and you start to light sand the surface. This is extremely beneficial for large flat areas like we have on our model ships. What we're trying to do is get a smooth surface, as smooth as possible, for our final layer. As you can see here, we have some rough spots which we're going to smooth out. If some color rubs off, that's not a problem. As I've said, we have our final layer ready to go. Some areas are difficult to get into, so you just ignore them. You just ignore them. If the cloth cannot make it there, that means that the surface that you're trying to smooth out is not going to make that much of a difference on the end result. Let's go to the other side of the hull. This is a perfect example of where this technique really helps in getting a smooth surface. No matter how hard you try to get rid of brush strokes, they are always going to be there. Well, for the vast majority of us, anyway. Just try to smooth out the surface before the final and decisive coat of paint. It's not a big deal, it's roughly 5 minutes work. The problem with the resin kit is that they're very fragile, so you have to be extremely careful. Anyway, I think that we are in a good place on the main hull. Let's get our next piece of superstructure. And the same thing. Just get it. Even if you're painting with an airbrush, using this trick will definitely help in getting a smoother final surface. In our case, as we're using a paintbrush, it's going to work wonders. This one's done, and the final big piece. Come on. And we're ready to go. Vertical surfaces, sky gray from Vallejo. Deck, dark sea green, also from Vallejo. And some thinner medium. Let's shake it up a bit. On our wet palette. That should be enough. Note, I'm not pouring the thinner directly into the paint. Just going to gradually introduce it to it. Let's wet our brush a bit. And prepare our paint. Off we go then. Just have to spread it when it's wet. I don't want you here. As I've mentioned on an earlier video, water line and the lower part of the hull will be fixed at a later stage. I'm starting with the light colors first, and we're getting to deeper and deeper ones for better coverage. And that's my cat saying hello. We're getting there, slowly but surely. You might have noticed that I am not using any masking at this stage. For no apparent reason. I think that we can pull this off without masking, without any major masking, that is. The trick is to stretch the paint. Stretch the paint and make it work for you. Our mix is smooth as butter. You can thin your Vallejos with water. When it comes to important projects, I prefer to thin them with their own proprietary thinner. We'll come back to this area. Just light brush strokes to even the surface. We're not looking for coverage, we're just looking for a smooth surface as possible. Oop, rogue brush, rogue hair, I should say. Light passes and make the area, make the surface as smooth as possible. As you've noticed, I've stretched half-loaded brush to almost the entire hull. Not bad. Let's not forget the rear part of the hull. And it's starting to show its true colors. I think I'm going to need a smaller brush for this. Let's see how far we can push it. I think we're good. Another trick of the trade is to get as large a brush as you can get away with. Larger brush means fewer brush strokes, and fewer brush strokes means a better end result, usually. Anyway. I think we're getting there. Just smoothing out some areas. And they said it cannot be done. Well, I can say is, have you tried it? Probably not. As far as I can see, it's working just fine. Whoops, a happy accident, as Bob Ross would say. Not quite sure about this hangar deck's color, hangar door. Let's start with sky gray and we'll see what happens. Oh, hello. Another tip, use a tissue to wipe your brush while rinsing it. For this we're going to go with something smaller. Let's wet our brush, get our mix ready, and off we go. I just love these Cold War airships. World War II ones are like Yeah, they are impressive, I must admit that. They're starting to show their age when compared to a Cold War streamlined and sometimes high-tech vessel. You can see I'm putting the minimal amount of paint on the brush. There's no need to flood either your paintbrush or the actual model itself or the surface that you are painting. This area of the funnel is going to be painted black, but just in case the line is either higher or lower than the actual masking that we are going to do, let's paint the entire thing. Not quite sure what these things are on the actual ship, so if you're kind enough and know your way around the Kortenaer frigate, let us know in the comments. These things right here. This grid. Fortunately, we're getting some texture. I haven't let the paint to dry properly on this part, but we'll manage. We'll fix it at a later stage, because if we touch it now, we're going to make it worse. Here's another tip for you. If you make a mistake with acrylic paints, just leave it be. Either you fix it immediately, within seconds, or you let it dry, you let it cure, and you come back later. And we're looking fine. Just fine. Another tip. Try on similar areas like this where you have the deck on top and you're trying to minimize messing your paint job. Don't go right or left or horizontal strokes, go with vertical ones. You start from the top and with vertical strokes you reach the bottom of the piece. That's a good enough control for you. Almost there. Just picking up some spots where I haven't been very diligent in covering up. but we're covering it up now. Because why not? After all, we're building a model for a good friend of mine, Theodoros. Very good friend, scale model mentor, and an amazing person, which I was fortunate enough to meet via our shared passion of scale models. This is the area where we need some masking would do, but start with the light, clean up with the dark. Almost there now on this superstructure piece. Work on the funnel. And I think, whoop, oh, come on. Hello there. You can see, and it rubs off immediately. Especially if you use a bit of saliva. But for those of you that don't really want to spit on your model, some cleaner or thinner will do the job. That's what I would say good enough. And let's move to the other piece of superstructure. I want you to build up on me. That's better. Much better. Another thing to note is don't try to squeeze every last bit of paint molecule from your brush. Keep it moist. Not wet, not bone dry, just moist. Keep your paint at the halfway point of your brush, somewhere up above, something like this. We have paint up to here, left hand side. I'm not going with paint all the way to the ferrule, which is this metallic part, because if you get paint here, your brush will lose its elasticity or springiness if you want. Come on. Almost there. Almost there, and we're done. We could give it some color at the top of the funnel, which is going to be painted black. Since we have some paint lying around, might as well. We'll get a feel for the surface when time comes to paint it with black, Not pure black anyway, but something close to it. Right. So what we've done today is rub our hull with some lens cleaning cloth. You might say it's a 10,000 grit sandpaper. We painted the vertical surfaces, the next layer, and we're moving along. Thank you for watching. Please make sure to like and subscribe if you like the video. And see you on the next episode of Static Model Mayhem. Take care!